Hi everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now in this video I'm going to be doing like a corporate overview, like an overview of my corporate life. It's been 2 years since I've actually started in this 9 to 5 corporate life a journey, and yeah, I think it was my 2 year anniversary. I wouldn't say that, of being in the corporate world. It doesn't mean anything, but it just made me kind of reflect that, oh, I feel like I've come a long way since when I started, when I just, newly graduated, to where I am now. I've learned so much, and there's so many things I wouldn't do if I had to start all over again. And yeah, I just want to share with you my lessons learned and everything. So I have a list of things that I want to make sure that I cover. So yeah, let's just get into it. One thing I've learned in this corporate life, corporate career journey, is that there is money to be made. Yes, even in your early years. So you might feel, I had a mentality, well, actually, when I was at uni, I was thinking, yeah, when I graduate, I'm gonna earn so much money as soon as I graduated. And it's not really like that. But then when I was actually in my grad role, I was thinking, and I was earning, in my first grad role, I was earning, I think, around 27k, my first grad role. And I was thinking, yeah, I'm gonna be on this salary for the next 2 3 years. Don't watch that. That is not gonna happen. It doesn't have to happen if you take charge of your career. So that's one thing I've learned. There is really high earning potentials when you actually shop around. When I say shop around, you look at different jobs, you speak to recruiters, you understand the skills and what the market needs. So I've seen roles whereby you only need 2 years experience and they want to pay 60k plus, depending on if you have the right experience. So with that point being made, my advice would be, do your research, understand the skills that is needed in the role that you're looking for, or in these roles, in these high paying roles, and try your best to start learning those skills now. Even trying to understand what those skills are, gain an understanding in the industry, you can come across well in interviews. So that would be my first tip. So definitely stop that mentality that, oh, you're just a graduate, you're not going to earn that much. No, you can actually earn a high salary, and it's not only investment banking, please. I mean, majority of high paying roles from the get-go, yes, it is investment banking, but I don't want you to think that you can only earn big in investment banking. No, you can earn big in other areas. And also there are roles where you do contracting as well, and usually contracting, they pay you per day, and you can earn a lot of money that way as well. But when it comes to contracting, I haven't done it personally, but I have learned a little bit about it, and that will be a separate video in itself. My second advice and tip, or what I've learned, is that do not let location be a barrier to you finding your dream job. So with me, when I think about jobs and growing, and the job I want to be in 10 years, 5 to 10 years from now, so that's how I think. Some people might think, oh, they don't want to leave London because they don't want to pay rent, which is fair enough. It is smart to stay at home if you have that luxury, if you have that opportunity. But if a role comes and it's basically your desired role, but the role is not in London, it's actually somewhere else, like in Northampton and Birmingham, wherever it may be, and they're paying you enough salary that, and you're able to actually pay for rent with that salary, then I would say absolutely go for it. The fact that you're leaving London doesn't mean that that's going to be your job for life. It's meant to give you opportunity. So if, like with me, the way I was thinking when I first moved out of London, I was thinking, okay, I want a finance role. This role is going to get me the skills I need. This role is going to be able to allow me to get this next job that's going to pay so much money. So that's why I'm thinking, that money you think you're losing because you're paying rent, you're going to gain back, and you're going to gain back in abundance. So you need to stop that mindset that, oh, you need to find a role in London. No, because there's so many great opportunities out there, and you can also negotiate salary. If you really do well in your interview, they really like you, and let's say the salary is 25k, you can bargain and say you want 30k. So you just need to have that mentality. Don't think you need to stick in one place for a long time, or stick in one city, explore. And usually these places outside London are much cheaper than in London. I know that in Birmingham you can even get ensuite rooms for around 450, 500 pounds, all bills included, and it's a beautiful, beautiful accommodation. So yes, don't let a city, or don't let location be a barrier to you finding that opportunity, gaining the correct and right skills, because it's the skills that you gain that will determine how much salary, or what salary band you're going to be in years to come. So I think yes, money is important now, 100%, and saving is so important, but you need to weigh it up. If you're going to be somewhere for like a year and that's going to gain you a lot of skills to get the next role that's going to pay you so much money, then it does make sense to move out and try different locations. Another thing I've learned is that do not let people's opinion of you or their criticism, can't say that word properly, of you, stop you from like reaching your potential, stop you or discourage you from doing your job well or anything like that, because it's a corporate world. Sometimes you just get those people who have certain they have certain things they look for in people. Like managers have certain things they look for in their in the people they're managing, in their employees. So don't take it to heart. Even me in my first role, I've had someone say certain things that was quite hurtful and I felt was unfair. But like if I took that to heart and let that discourage me or let that put me off, and that allowed me to doubt my skills or my potential, I won't be where I am today. So lesson note, just do not take things with a pinch of salt when it comes to criticism. Take it well, try to understand it, try and see how you can improve, and that's the end of it. Don't let that be on your mind. Don't let that think, don't think you're don't put your worth based on someone else's word. So that's another thing I've learned throughout my time here, because one manager can think, oh, you're not that great, they don't like this, but then you go somewhere else and a manager loves you. So yes, don't think too hard about it. Just do your time. Just obviously that person's your manager for that specific length of time, so do your best to make sure you work well with them so you can have a good reference, so you can do your job well, you can learn a lot, and so for peace of mind. But do not take it too seriously. Another thing that I feel like is important for you to do, whether it doesn't matter how long you've been in the world, but I think new grads or people early on in their career wouldn't know, is that it's always important for you to look at the job market. Number one, you can be severely underpaid where you are, and the job market actually allows you to understand your market value. And you do this by doing research, speaking to people on LinkedIn, speaking to recruiters, and just looking online at job adverts that are same job adverts for the role you're currently doing. See it in different locations, see it in different industries, and so you might actually realize that actually I could be paid 20% more, 30% more than what I'm on now if I actually move to this company. So it allows you to understand your market value. I am a big advocate for employees being paid what they deserve. So I think that's very important for you to do. And another reason why it's important for you to be looking at the job market, it allows you to understand what skills are needed. Are you learning the right skills that's needed by the market? Because you could be learning skills or you're gaining experience in things that are not relevant, or it's not what employees are looking for in the market right now. It might be what the employer you're with right now is happy with the skills you're learning, and you're bringing them money. But God forbid if your company went bankrupt or they're laying people off, you need to know that you're able to get another job quickly. So I think always looking at the job market, speaking to recruiters, understanding the skills that you have, and understanding what you can do better to upskill yourself. And I think that's really important for the job. It's really bad for you to just focus on the job you're in and forget about the job market and actually understanding what is going on. I think that's very, very important. You need to make sure that say if you're a finance analyst, you're an economist, you're a business analyst, you're an engineer, whatever it is, you need to make sure you're actually gaining the skills, or you're just as skilled as any other your competition. So so that would be my another tip. Definitely keep an eye on the job market. Another thing is, do not be scared to change careers just because you feel like you're in one career right now and it's going great, and you feel comfortable, you feel stable. Listen, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Do not be scared to change careers, to try something new, especially when you're young, early stage in your career. Nothing is lost. Do you understand what I'm saying? Even though I started off as an economic analyst, now I work as a financial analyst, I feel like the things that I've learned as an economic analyst definitely was useful for my current role. So nothing is lost. It's all a great experience. It all adds to your skills in the future. You might not know that, it might not look like that now, but trust me, at the end of the day, when you're in like a high paying role or a really senior role, they're looking for people with a variety of experience. So for example, they might want, if they're recruiting for like an economist director, they might want you to have experience working in a small organization, in a specific industry, a transport industry. And they're looking for people with a variety of skills, so do not be scared to try out different roles. Then it allows you to really understand and appreciate the role you're in, and then you're more motivated to move up. But if you're constantly in doubt about whether this career is right for you, you're gonna always have that in your mind, and you might not perform as well as you should. So definitely explore if you're unsure, because I know of someone that they've worked as an accountant, they've worked as an investment analyst, and they worked as an economist, and now they have decided to stick with being an economist. And they wouldn't have known that if they didn't try it. So definitely do not be scared to change careers. Oh, another big tip and something I've learned: when you're in a job, always update your CV. Anything you're learning in the moment, always update it on your CV. You might actually forget. You might forget to put in key things. So I feel like as you're learning and as you're developing your role, you should make a note of all the things you're learning. And you should be in your CV should be as specific as possible. I know that obviously if you haven't got an abundance of experience, it's easier to be more specific. But obviously if you've got an abundance of experience, you can't be as specific as possible. But but what I would say is that as you're learning, as you're developing, put on your CV. Like, even in my role, I haven't been in my role for very long, but I've been able to, learn a lot of things that I feel like is so useful, and I've been able to put it on my CV. And you might think, even if, let's say you're looking for another role and, you haven't been in your current role for so long, and you might be thinking, oh, I need to be in my current role for like a few years before I can know. You might already have the knowledge that's needed for you to make that jump to that next role that you want. So definitely always update your CV. Is when you start looking for a new role and now you want to update your CV, it can be like quite a challenge. So I'm not saying it should be perfect, but just list in bullet points. What are you doing? What projects have you worked on as you're doing? And it helps you in interviews, because sometimes in interviews they want you to go into detail about projects you've worked on, examples. It makes you a stronger candidate when you're interviewing. So definitely list your experience as you go. Another tip would be to take advantage of professional qualifications if your company is offering them, and you should definitely add that to your CV. I think there isn't really much to say about this. Of course, any additional qualification helps you stand out. You're going to be facing a lot of competition. Qualifications doable, and it's in line with what you want to pursue in the future. Definitely add that to your CV. Subject management qualifications, it just makes you a stronger candidate, and I think this is obvious. Another thing over the years I can say is that I've really enjoyed going to management meetings, speaking with senior people, and hearing conversations, how to execute a deal, how to set up a project. I think that's really exciting. And if you have the opportunity to get into those conversations, even if you feel like you're not speaking much in those meetings, definitely take note of it. Make sure you have a good understanding of how to execute a project or how to execute a specific type of deal. And I found that I've really enjoyed that. And it's helped me gain a lot of commercial awareness. And I just think that's something nice to look back and really say that, wow, I've come a long way. In general, I think that I actually enjoyed the 9-to-5 life. Obviously it's not perfect. There are things that I feel like could be better, but on the whole I do enjoy it. I feel like when you're in a role that you really enjoy and you feel like you're adding value, or you feel like you're learning and you're becoming better, and you have like a roadmap of where you want to be, targets you want to hit, I think it makes it more interesting. And I think that's what I would advise people to do. When you're in a job, understand, why are you in that role? Is that role going to help you with your goals that you have in the future, or the job you want to get in the future? Or it might not be even job, it might be money goals, saving goals, wanting to buy a house, wanting to move to a different country. So I think just being in a job for the sake of it is not enough to motivate. You need to have like a roadmap, a road plan. And what I've enjoyed so far in the corporate world is that I can see the results of my not only hard work but my strategic planning. I feel like another thing is that I feel like you need to be very strategic when it comes to career planning as well. The job that you take, the way you interview, the kind of offers you accept. I feel like I've become better at strategic planning and career planning. And in general, I'm looking forward to seeing what the future holds for me. And And yeah, and I feel like I'm going to continue sharing with you guys all what I've learned, because I want everyone to win, especially graduates. I want them to come out of uni with you know, good knowledge of how to, you know, navigate their way through the corporate world. And I don't want them to be taken advantage of. And yeah, that is the end of my video. I hope you all found it useful, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.